Barbara Hoepli?
Hoepli, yes.
Hoepli?
Is a Swiss-German name.
You were the head of the Swiss...
I was the president of the Swiss Chamber in Italy.
And you are a publisher. I'll just say you're a publisher and a bookseller.
Yes.
And you have a big, beautiful bookstore
Yes.
in Milan.
Yes.
Plus, you run a successful online book-selling e-commerce store, mostly in Italy.
Absolutely.
And we are in Prague at the Rise Bookselling Conference, and you just gave a talk. Welcome to the Bibliophile.
Thank you very much, Nigel. Very happy to be here with you.
Now, in that talk, you mentioned something called fixed price.
Yes.
Now, not everyone in North America or the English-speaking world knows what that is.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what it is?
Yes. So it means that we have a law that fixes the book price. So the price that is printed on the back of the book is the price that the book must be sold. The maximum discount price on books is 5%, and that is determined by the law. But publishers can do one campaign a year up to 20% discount, except for the month of December. So this is a very important law that helps the book sector.
Okay, and it's named, in Italy at least, it's named after a person who lobbied or was instrumental in getting this law passed in 2011.
Right. It's named after Riccardo Levi. He is the current president of the European Federation of Publishers. And in Italy, he is the president of the Italian Association of Publishers. He worked in politics, so he was a very good lobbyist and very successful. And all the book world helped him lobbying, and it was a big success because the law passed with the whole parliament unanimous.
Okay. So I want to know what arguments he used.
Well, mainly he made the parliament understand how important books are for our society. Books are the cornerstone of our society, even if in the book sector in Italy were just a few, maybe 20,000 workers, that are not a lot. We have not big importance for politicians, but we make a very important job. We make books and we sell books. And so the book market must be regulated, must be taken care of our market, because books are the cornerstone of our society.
Okay, so you just said that twice now.
Maybe.
Books are the cornerstone of our society.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So it means that books is the one of the main instruments for culture to be taught and to be transmitted.
Yeah, it's good.
Transmitted.
Communicated
between generations, to remember what happened, not forget many things, learn.
Why is that important?
Why is that important? Well, because we learn from the past, and books give freedom to citizens, to individuals.
Freedom to think about it.
Freedom, because they give you knowledge. They give you the power to be able to analyze, to critical think. They give you instruments to be a citizen in society, to have your space and respect and so on, and rights. And books are really important. Otherwise, only through social media, I don't know if we can do that. Not enough.
Not deep enough.
I love social media, but we can learn how to use social media. But first, we need some books. Also, e-books, it's fine.
Yeah.
The important is books.
Yeah, okay. Here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think Italy, in particular, knows what it's like to live under a fascist regime. And so it's particularly important to Italians. Would you agree with that?
I think it's important for everybody, really, not just for Italians.
But it's particularly, I mean, I'm trying to get to why you introduced this law, because it would never be introduced in North America.
Yeah, we have different histories, but they're often we had some synergies in the past and also nowadays. It may be that we still have some memories, but I don't know nowadays if everybody remember everything. I don't know. That's why books are important. I think books are important anyway for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we are a publisher also for textbooks for schools. So I think that is another very important thing for the society, to do good textbooks for schools.
You see, that's so controversial now. You look at Florida, and they're fighting over what the kids should be allowed to read.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You must tell me more about Florida, actually, because I don't know much.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern. During your talk, you mentioned there's 3 or 4 sort of publishers, and they have this vertical integration where they own the distribution. They also own the bookstores, and it makes it very difficult for small independent bookstores to compete with that. Was that another reason that the law was introduced?
Yeah, I think so, yes, because when you produce and also sell your own products, it's much easier to play with discounts. I, for example, I'm a publisher and a bookseller, but as a bookseller, I sell only maybe 5% of my publisher books, so I sell everything. But of course, yes, I think this is a very important reason, and it helps independent bookstores and also independent publishers to compete with the same instruments. It's not easy because, in fact, in Italy there are 3-4 very large groups of publishers, distributors, logistics, and bookstore chains.
And who are they? Like Mondadori is one?
Is Mondadori, Feltrinelli, Messaggerie, Giunti.
Okay.
We work with them very well. They do a good job. They are different between them. They have their own character and so on. But it's big groups. So for an independent, it's not that easy.
No. So you wanted to even the playing field.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, the law
Helps that.
in this. Now and also because there was Amazon coming, so it was important to fix the price, to set the price for online and brick and mortar alike.
Yes, so that happened in 2011, and Amazon came in 2012. Is that right?
Yeah, I can check.
And so they can't discount more than 5% in Italy.
No,
But even
there are some technicalities if you are interested about this law. After 20 months from the date of publication, the discount is free. After 20 months.
What do you mean?
So a new book for 20 months can be sold only at its price, maximum 5% discount. After 20 months, discount is free.
Discount is anyone can discount whatever they want?
After
20
months from date of publication.
So it protects new publications.
Yeah, for 20 months. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
After that, it's whatever they want. So Amazon would wait for 20 months and then cut it 30%.
If they have it in stock for more than 6 months. Those are technicalities.
But
We can, for example, we are a bookstore. If we have in store for more than 6 months titles that have been published more than 20 months ago, we can put it on a higher discount.
I see. Because you want to sell it, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And it just is not selling at that price.
Yeah, we don't really use, as Hoepli bookstore, we don't use discount a lot.
No.
We work with other instruments.
Like what?
Like we are real booksellers. We have 40 booksellers. They are professionals. They help you. They welcome you. They can suggest you what to buy. You can have a chat with them.
You can become friends with them?
You can become friends. You can even fall in love with them.
Okay, I expect to do that when I come next month.
You never know.
Okay. So I understand that your father was a legendary bookseller. Why?
Well, my father is still alive, but he retired because of health issues.
What's his name?
Ulrico. All of my relatives, if they are males, they're named Ulrico. At every generation there is one Ulrico. Our last name is Swiss German, and we come from Thurgau. Thurgau is a canton of Switzerland. So the founder of the firm was Ulrich, in Italian Ulrico. So at every generation Ulrico, also because the firm is called Ulrico Hoepli. Anyway, I was not named Ulrica, luckily.
Who are you named after? Anyone? They just like
Barbara.
They just like the name.
Yeah, my mother liked the name.
Okay.
And she thought that it was an easy name also to go also abroad.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also it means foreign woman, Barbara. I'm a barbarian.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
No, I'm a barbarian because I don't know, in Italian, barbarians are foreigners.
Yeah.
So
they rape and pillage, and they don't have any.
No.
They don't have any morals, and they,
No. I'm just a foreigner. I'm not barbaric. I'm foreigner.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
different. I don't know.
We didn't talk. We haven't gotten to your father yet.
Yeah. So my father was very passionate about his work, he still loves, and he loved the bookstore and the publishing house, I think, more than his kids. In fact, I was sometimes quite jealous because he would care more for the bookstore and for the publishing house and for the people who worked there more than for me or my brothers. He was very passionate and he was very, I think, sympathetic. Everybody loved him. He loved to know people, to know about them, to make friends with everybody. He loved to speak foreign languages. He spoke some foreign languages. He was quite gifted. But also, for example, in Prague, he would have loved to learn a few words in the local language. So everybody loved him.
And that's why he was a good bookseller?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. You know, I'm the daughter, I'm not a customer, so I don't know. But yeah.
Did he ever tell you what the secret was?
I think the secret is on one side to have really a passion and a love for our job, for the bookstore. He loved the bookstore. He used to say that he would love to sleep in the bookstore, and the books were his friends. And I really feel the same nowadays. Getting older, I think I feel that more and more. That books are really my friends. When I go to bed and I have my books here, you know, I'm with my friends and I'm fine, I'm never alone. Anyway, so on one side, this love and passion for books and for our job. But on the other side, the other very important thing for our job is something that we inherited from our Swiss roots.
Yeah.
Because the founder of the firm was Protestant. He came from Thurgau, right, from the region where Zwingli, a Protestant, he was Zwinglian. In the Zwinglian view, work ethics are really important in your life. And I think we really inherited something from this tradition. My father was Protestant. I am not, because I became Catholic, because my mother was Catholic, and I grew up as a Catholic. But in fact, I feel this work ethics, Protestant work ethic, that is very Milanese as well, because Milanese are very well known for their work ethic. So this Swiss Protestant work ethic gets along very well with the Milanese work ethic. So, you know, on one side, love and passion, more heart, and on the other side, be serious and precise and look at the numbers, look at the cashier, and you know, all those things.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And why do you have this work ethic? Is it because when you work hard, you're happy? Why?
No, I think I just grew up like that, and some of it I inherited from maybe my father and my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Some I can really breathe it in Milan, because I grew up in Milan, even if I spent some time also in the States and in and in Paris a little bit too. Anyway, yeah, I'm used like that.
Okay.
It's a family thing, but I think it's also a personal thing and maybe a Milanese thing. I don't know. I'm very proud of being Milanese. I'm not nationalist at all. When I'm Italy, I feel more Swiss. When I'm in Switzerland, I feel more Italian. But in Prague, I feel fine. I love Europe.
Yes, you said that. In fact, that's right in the description in the program, is that you love Europe.
Yeah, I'm not an extremist, but I think I'm an extreme Europeist. Yeah.
Well, it's so many wonderful places in Europe.
Yeah, I really believe in the goal of Europe and how Europe is very important for the geographic Europe and for the countries. I think that it protects us from war, and it helps us in many ways, and it helps us also to go over national borders. That is what I don't feel and I don't like too much.
Yeah.
Borders and nationalities and
Yeah.
I mean, I love to study or to read. I was reading something about Prague and the history of Prague. I love to study that, but I don't like nationalism too much.
Mm. Your bookstore in Milan is 5-6 stories high, right?
Yeah, it's 5 stories open to the public and 1 we just work.
Okay.
We do the online packages and so on. Because the interesting thing is that our e-commerce is a bit like our brick and mortar bookstore online.
Yeah.
So you can maybe see through that behind the online screen there are some booksellers. So that's our idea, and maybe you can feel it. Not all the customers can read it, but that's how. In fact, there are booksellers behind also the e-commerce.
Human.
So we who were our co-workers that work for our e-commerce, they are in the same building. We are all together.
Okay, I've just spoken with Jeff Deutsch is his name, and he's just written a book called In Praise of Bookshops. And what he is championing is the experience of the browse.
Yeah.
So how do you make that the best possible experience?
This word experience became quite popular. We believe in experience. We always believed, if maybe we didn't use that word, but what I told you earlier, we believe that a bookstore, must be, I don't know if warm is the correct term, but we must welcome customers, and we would like to talk with customers if they like and help them if they like. They can browse, of course. We have some customers that come and browse all day long for weeks and weeks, and it's okay. We like that. It's okay. Maybe they just buy, I don't know, 1 book every 2 years, but that's fine. So the experience also of coming maybe to our readings, to our events for kids, for adults, to our book clubs. Yeah, to be part of our readers community and share with us the passion for books, or discover books sometimes, because many, especially young people, are a bit afraid of entering a real bookstore, because we are a real bookstore. We don't sell electronics, we don't sell music or
Baskets.
no. We have a very small, tiny section of stationery, just because we like to write, but really tiny. Otherwise, it's just books. So some people are just a bit afraid. So that's why I was using warm, because we don't want to look too cold and icy or intellectuals. Not at all. We are just simple books, humble and simple booksellers. And yeah, and you know, we have a tradition of professional books also. We have a tradition of technical and scientific books. We have a tradition of school books. So a tradition of books that can help you for your job, for your profession, for your studies, freedom of thought. It's not just books for evasion,
Yes.
Evasion.
Escapism.
Right. So of course we sell a lot of fiction as well, and we are happy to do it. But it's not the only goal of our book selling job. That comes from the Swiss ethics too. So to make books that are useful.
Right.
In fact, we publish just non-fiction books. Yeah.
So they can help you to do what?
To grow, to feel better, to find your place in the world, in society, to be able to take care of yourself, of your rights, to find the job that you really like, to follow your dreams, to realize them, and so on. To, you know, to be able to grow. Yeah.
You mentioned the goal. That's your goal. Your goal is to help people to do that. Is that right?
Yes, it's true. Both as booksellers and as publishers, yes. We want to help people to grow and create something also. What they like. Yeah.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever read in any book?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
What's the best piece of advice you can give anyone?
To work?
For anything.
Anything. So in this moment of my life, maybe to really be able to listen to yourself. Yeah. I mean, listen to everybody, but then take a minute, listen to yourself, and try to understand really deeply what you really feel, what you really want to do, what you really want to answer. It's not that easy, especially because I am a woman and I grew up in a certain way and in the Italian society. I think this is very important to really take some seconds sometimes to think about what you're doing, what you're saying, and think, this is me, or this is what other people expect me to do, to say, to act. For everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a woman, and I also have 2 daughters. I think this is a very important thing, and it took me a while to learn it, and still now sometimes I forget to do it.
And is it an instinct? Like when you're listening to yourself,
No, it's
Does it-
it's very difficult.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is how do you understand what you want, what it is?
I think it's very difficult, and you really have to learn how to do it. For me, for some people, I think it may be instinctual, and it's great. It's a great gift. For me, it's not easy. I really had to learn to do it, and I work on it every day. Every day, I try. I really try to work on it.
There must be a book about this.
Sure, we publish them. Yeah.
About how to understand yourself.
Well, yes, we have some books about, we can call it maybe mindfulness or something like that. I had a very nice advice that I used to put in my WhatsApp profile.
Yes.
Let's see if I can find it. If you are still interested.
Very interested. I'm very interested in this.
Let's
Yeah.
see if I can find it.
Because it gets to the heart of the importance of bookstores. If you ask
It's not
me.
about bookstores.
No, but it's about finding yourself, and often you do find yourself in books. And where do you find
Absolutely.
books? You find them in bookstores.
Yeah,
And where do you talk about this? You talk about it with others, often in bookstores.
right. So this is something that I really like, and is actually an artwork. We cannot show it, but I can read it, and it's a sentence from some famous thinker. I'm sure that some listeners will know who's the thinker. The most terrible things, war, genocide, and slavery, have resulted not from disobedience but from obedience. So that's a nice sentence that I really like, if you want to understand more about myself. Yeah, obedience, disobedience. I have to learn to appreciate disobedience, even in the workplace.
Disobedience means getting to an understanding and a belief on your own.
Yeah, of course.
You're not listening to others and doing what they say automatically.
Exactly. Well, those are really simple,
They're simple
things, but I think we must remind them every day.
You've given a talk already today, so you must be tired, but I got one more.
No, I'm fine. It's just my
Question.
English.
When you go into a bookstore,
Yes.
I've heard from some great booksellers that the way it's organized, me as the customer should come in and know where things are instinctually, because that's how they've been planned.
Instinctually, I think is a bit too much. It's impossible.
Once you've had a look around, you can quickly grasp.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's quite important. But still, you need to leave something out of the ordinary that can help you, maybe help you in a bookstore to get lost and find something that you were not looking when you entered the bookstore. So I think it's important to be able also to know where to go, where to find your books, but still to have some nice surprise here and there. Yeah, it's important. That's the job of the good bookseller.
And how do you do that?
You need to have an idea, I think. You need to have an idea, so to know what do you want the customer to discover, where do you want to bring the customer, on one hand. On the other hand, you really need to listen to customers, which means also read newspapers, be very informed, know everything about everything, So you know where interests of society are going, and you follow them, and you have the right books, and you have the good windows, and so on. Both of them. Follow the customers, but also have your own idea of what you want to do as a bookseller. Otherwise, if you don't have a personality as a bookseller or as a bookstore,
Well,
you
this-
can go to the supermarket. That's easy, or you can go online. That's okay. Because as I just heard, we are all hybrid customers. It's true. Nowadays, we are all hybrid customers.
Yeah. If we know exactly what we want, we'll try and get it for the cheapest price we can. But if we want to meet someone who has interesting things to say about books and recommendations, that's what you would go to a bookstore for, right?
Of course, but I think we that we work at Hoepli, we are really open to different platforms, different channels. We really accept and like that every customer is a hybrid customer. Myself, sometimes I like to buy a book in the grocery store with the bread because I see it and that's fine. I like it. And then sometimes I like to go to other bookstores. Sometimes I like to stay in my bookstore. Sometimes I'm really in a hurry and I want to buy some books for my daughters and I go online. So the next day I have my books at home for the girls. I don't even have to bring the books from work. It's okay, no problem. Some reference books are better in ebook. That's fine. It's good. I think we have to be very happy of how many choices we have. So bookstores are important. I think they have to survive, but are just one of the many choices when you want to have the personal experience.
Well, you're fortunate in Italy to have the fixed price,
Yes.
I think.
Yes, very fortunately. Very fortunate. Thankful for the law. It's very important.
Well, thanks for explaining it to us and for sharing a bit about who you are and your advice.
I'm sorry, today my English was a bit...
No, that was fine. That was fine. I'll just end off by saying that Barbara Hoepli. Now, what do you want to be called? Just a publisher, a bookseller located in Milan, and come visit the bookstore?
Absolutely.
The blue, it's blue too,
It's
right?
blue, yes.
Why blue? Just do you like the color?
I don't know, in the 70s, my father made this iconic shopper, like paper and plastic. At the time was actually plastic bag with a blue square and Hoepli knit, very simple. My father could not see the colors very well.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say?
Colorblind.
Yeah, colorblind. And he liked blue. There are other chains in Italy that use other colors, so we stick to the blue, but for our 140th anniversary, I thought blue enough is enough, and we went very much colorful. In fact, depending on how we feel, we use a lot of colors, not just blue.
Like every good bookseller.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Nigel.